Hey everybody, welcome back to the vlog. So today is another Canon day, but more or less a continuation of my last video when I spoke about the Canon EOS M50, the new mirrorless camera that Canon came out with. Now, if you didn't see that video yet, go click on this little I button or whatever, this button right here, I think it's there, and go and watch it. I talked about the camera, but pre-release. So we didn't know the specs 100%. I was doing some speculation, and I also gave you some ideas on where I thought that this camera would be placed and how it would do. Now, I was probably about 95% right, which isn't too bad, but I got a few things wrong, as always. So today I want to talk to you about who this camera is for and who it's not for. But before I do, if you haven't went over to my website, JCristina.com, please do so. Head over there, check out my website. I've made a lot of photography tools for photographers and videographers like you and I. And if there's something there that you like, pick it up and support me. That would be awesome. So like I said, I'm going to tell you exactly who this camera is for and who it's not for, and where Canon got it right and where they just simply fell on their face. All right, but before I do that, let's look at some of the good and the bad on the camera itself. So some of the good things that I have jotted down here are dual pixel AF. Now, dual pixel AF is the mainstay of Canon, right? It's their meat and potatoes. It's their money machine, their cash cow, right? Dual pixel AF has not been surpassed by any other camera manufacturer. It works flawlessly. I'm using an 80D right now. I'm look over here on the screen and it is following my face continuously. It never falls off, so to speak, unlike a lot of other cameras. So dual pixel AF is in the camera. It also does 4K video, which is fantastic. We talked about it and it is in there. It also does slow-mo in HD. We said that that was important. They did give it to us. They also gave us a 24.1 megapixel sensor that we talked about, which is a brand new sensor, new algorithm, new architecture, right? Also, the codec is different, as well as it's shooting now CR3 instead of CR2 raw files, so we have more data in there. And like I said, that data is interpolated with that new algorithm, so supposedly it should be doing better. Also, it has that articulating back screen, the little touch panel that we said it has to have. Now, we remember that the M3, the M5, and the M6. One had an articulating screen that went up, one went down, one blocked the audio mic, one blocked the tripod, right? They just never got it right. Well, this time they got it right with this mirrorless camera, their M50. It actually swings to the side and then articulates forward. So just like the 70D or an 80D, you can actually see yourself. That just makes sense. So it also has a mic jack so that you can bring in audio from like a Rode mic or maybe a lapel directly into the camera. Now, listening to all those specs, you'd be like, wow, this is a vlogger's dream camera, right guys? This is a dream camera. Until we hit the bad points, right? So let's get into some of the bad points. Number one, the dual pixel AF, like I said, the mainstay, the cash cow, right? The cat's meow. They decide to take it out of the 4K video mode, guys. So if you're shooting 1080p, you have dual pixel AF. If you go to 4K, you're on contrast detection, people. Why? Why? I don't get it. This is the stuff that Canon does. They do it all the time. They get like just there, right? It could be just perfect, and then they just drop the ball. I don't know. But anyways, another thing that is bad is the crop. Now, we start out, of course, with an APS-C sensor, so you're going to have a 1.6 crop. But now they're also cropping in to 4K. What does that mean? Now, you turn like a 15 millimeter lens into like a 40 something, let's call it a 45 millimeter lens. That's useless. You can't vlog at 45 millimeters unless you just want a big head and that's it. So we got this double crop thing that is just horrible. And then instead of giving a slow-mo in 1080p, right, so we can have 120 frames per second in 1080p, no, we only get 60 frames per second in 1080p. And to be able to get slow-mo, we have to go down to 720p. Who shoots 720p anymore? What is that? They shouldn't even put it in there. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. So anyways, these are some issues. These are some major, major issues that Canon has just screwed up this camera with. Now, in my personal opinion, like I said, this could have been the cat's meow, a vlogger's dream camera. Instead, they just stumbled over their stupidity again, right? This is the kind of thing that we keep on seeing from Canon. And this is one of the reasons why I say Sony has been doing it right. Even Fujifilm, they just are listening to their clients. They're listening to their customers. They're doing it right. And then you have Canon. You have hopes and dreams over here. And then down here, you have reality, right? Hopes, dreams, and then what they actually do. Now, the one thing that we can take from the good, the bad, and the even worse is the trajectory of Canon, right, guys? We can see where they're going. I can guarantee you that their 90D and their new 7D eventually when it comes out is going to shoot 4K. It's going to be uncropped for sure, and it's going to have dual pixel AF working on 4K. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So I understand what they're doing. They don't want to cannibalize these other systems, these other cameras that will be coming out very soon. But man, so who is this camera for and who is it not for? I can tell you that this camera is not for any of you that want to get into 4K mirrorless shooting as of today, unless you want to take your camera and lock it down to a tripod and move it farther back from you so you can get a full shot, number one. And number two, turn off your autofocus and just dial in your focus so that you're sitting in one spot, and that's it. Not great, guys. Not great. Now, who it is for anyone that just wants to shoot 1080p at 60 frames per second, have an articulating back panel that flips forward, have a mic jack that allows you to bring in external audio, and has dual pixel AF, the best in the industry. All right? And that's a lot of us, though. That is a lot of us. I'm not going 4K right now, but there's a lot of people that want to, but there's a lot of others that just think 1080p, 60 frames per second is good enough. And that is who this camera is for. Now, if you want to do the 1080p, 60 frames per second, another option would be going with an 80D refurbished. Check them out, look to see if you can find them, and you'll find them at almost the same price as this camera. What is the benefit? The benefit is you have a plethora of lenses then, in comparison to only having a few on the mirrorless side for their M glass. If you want to do mirrorless and you want to stick with Canon, this is a great camera for 1080p 60 frames. Now, in my personal opinion, I think that Canon should have increased the price of this camera. At $779, I think you're getting a lot of camera for your money. I think it's a good value. But if they would have increased it to, let's say, $999, kept it under that $1,000 threshold, and provided dual pixel AF at 4K, that would take one of the problems out of the equation. You know now you're going to have perfect focus. The only thing you'll have to do is lock down the camera and move it a little bit further away from you. A lot of vloggers wouldn't mind that, so that they can move around their set as much as they want, and they know that they're going to be tracked at all times, and the focus isn't going to be going in and out like a lot of other manufacturers' cameras. So that's about it. Those are my thoughts. I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think. Do you think that Canon got it right? Do you think that they just completely dropped the ball again? What do you think? I want to hear from you. In the comment area below, put in your thoughts. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Are you sticking with Canon? Are you buying Canon? Are you moving away from Canon? What do you think? And what do you think about this Canon EOS M50? So that's it, guys. As always, please throw me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. If you do, smash that subscribe button so you can get all my content when it becomes available, and click the bell icon so that when it does become available, you will get notification. And finally, as I always say, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find a lot of photography tools I've invented for you and me over the years, and hopefully there's something that you would like. Pick something up and support me. I would really appreciate it. That's it. We'll see you in the next vlog. We'll talk to you later.